The Swift Creek Mill Playhouse. Oh man, where do I start? Where do I start? Well, we can start there. That's where I got my professional start. Hi, I'm Blair Underwood. I should introduce myself. But that's where I got my professional start. I always give credit, and credit is due to my high school mentor, Marie Manigo, who from Petersburg High School, who also had a company outside of Petersburg High School called Playmaker Fellows. But the first time I got paid, the first time I had a professional gig or engagement was at the Swift Creek Mill Playhouse when we did Finian's Rainbow. This had to be about 1980, 81, I believe it was. And my mother had read in the paper that the Swift Creek Mill was producing Finian's Rainbow. And she said, listen, I'll take you down there. If you're serious, I'll take you down there. And you go in there and you look whoever's in there, you look them in the eye, you shake their hand with a firm handshake, and you tell them that you want to be an actor and would love to audition for the show. So I did. She drove me down there, and I walked into the office, and I remember Buddy Callahan was there. And this is back when Buddy and Betty Callahan owned the mill, and Buddy was behind the counter, the desk, and I went in and asked the young lady at the front of the desk, is somebody here who's in charge? And Buddy came around the corner and he picked his head around, and I shook his hand and introduced myself and said just that, as my mother had suggested. And he said, well, yeah, we're having auditions next week. Come on down. So long story short, they ended up hiring us. And I say us because my younger sister, Marlo, was also in the show with me. And that was really the first time I got paid. And I got paid $75 a week. And to me, that was gold. $75 to do what I love doing, which was telling stories and acting. And, I have so many experiences and memories of the mill. I don't want to make this too long, but I will say that there were people that stand out, like Tom Witt, Buddy and Betty Callahan, of course, who I loved as people. And Tom Witt. Tom, when I went to New York after I left Carnegie Mellon to pursue acting, Tom gave me a list of his agents. And he wrote them all down. And he said, these are the people who have employed me, and you look them up. And he said, do not call them. Do not send a fax or whatever it was back in the day, send pigeons and or smoke signals. Go in person, knock on the door, and you tell them that Tom Witt sent me. And I did that. And it did open a lot of doors. So I'm forever grateful for that. John Hagedorn was at that time a teacher of English, I believe. And we shared dressing rooms during Finian's Rainbow. And I told him I was thinking about, I was, senior in high school, I was thinking about graduating and going to pursue acting, and go to a conservative to learn how to do it better. And he said, yeah, listen, if you want to do that, if that's your passion, that's your dream, you do that. But just know that it's challenging and it's hard and it's difficult. And he was right. He wasn't lying about all of that. But it's been incredibly worth it. The journey, it's been worth it. And for me, it started at the mill. There are people, oh man, Matt and Mark Costello and Lynn West and Eloise LeBron. Eloise LeBron, I've told the story many times, but I will share it again because it's so important to me. She's the one who sat me down backstage during Finian's Rainbow, and she said, so listen, kid, you're thinking about doing this acting thing. You want to pursue it for real. They said, well, just know what you want to become is a triple threat. That was the first time I heard that. I said, what is a triple threat? And she said, listen, kid, you got to learn how to sing, dance, and act. And if you learn how to do all three, at least pursue the disciplines and grow in them, at least that way you'll expand your horizons and expand your possibilities of being employed. And I never forgot that. I'm forever grateful for that. But there are so many people, Kim Strong and the Strong sisters, Kay, and the thoughts and the memories are very fond because, it was my formative years. I was 16, 17 years old, and, I just got my driver's license, and to go to school all day long and drive my sister and I to the theater at night and perform at night and be compensated for it even was a phenomenal thing and an exciting time. So I just wanted to share my story with you, a little glimpse into my history. But also say, of course, we've all come through a very difficult time during this pandemic, and the theater has been hit hard from Broadway throughout, the ripple effect, including the mill. And, the mill needs our time, our energy, our focus, our attention, our love, and our support. And that's why I wanted to throw my voice into the ring and make sure I shared my experiences and my memories, my very fond memories of the mill. And I'm very, very grateful for that forever and eternally grateful. So thank you.